CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Jestem Neo i gram w CS Global Offensive.
Ma olen Karun ja ma pelan CS Global Offensive.
Volám se Zero a hrám Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
我叫 LoveYY， 我打 CSGO。
Ja Bondik, ja grаю u Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
A nevem Deadfox és a Counter-Strike Global Offensive-ben játszok.
Jag är Snevi, jag spelar Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Mina olen Fitch, mina mängin Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Я Дима, и я играю в Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
أنا عيسى مراد، أنا بلعب Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Meu nome é Peacemaker e eu jogo Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
I'm Nifty and I play Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Yeah, my name is Tom and I suck at CS Global Offensive. I'm very, very bad at the game, but luckily we have a couple of teams who are not so bad at it. It is going to be going on to Cash.
There you go.
They're a little bit better than me, but, you know, it's going to be Hellraisers and Heroic. Of course, Hellraisers off to a flying start, able to take that first map home. And are you still sticking with your 2-1 prediction, or are you going to up it? Are you going to remove the 1?
2-0.
You're 2-0. Confident. I'm hoping that Heroic can make a comeback.
Heroic haven't played Cash in the last 3 months.
He's saving it. It's a secret map.
Secret map. They've broken it out now.
Their new coach has been teaching them how to play it.
That and handball.
And handball, yeah. Well, they've sort of incorporated that into, you know, it's just sort of like mouse work, hand work. Basically the same thing, right?
Yeah, identical actually.
I've heard a lot of like pro handball players have managed to go pro. That's why the Danes are so good. They've had their hands prepared for years with all this balls and hands
well, like
going
Tabson,
together.
Tabson's a professional handball player.
That could be true. I genuinely wouldn't know.
But yeah, I mean, you know, the one thing I kind of like about this is how these teams know each other. I was going to say quite intimately. Maybe that's maybe that, you know, not in the literal
dating.
sense.
You have to work out which two.
But yeah, I mean, you know, they face each other a lot in a lot of these DreamHack events and in a lot of qualifiers as well. And I think coming into this, Hellraisers not having their usual roster, having made changes anyway, and then having Zero instead of Woxic here means that they're playing to a different style of which Heroic are used to. Meanwhile, they still know, you know, all the tricks that Heroic have up their sleeve. And yeah, heading into Cash, admittedly, that's the only one that they won't have seen Heroic play because no one has. So, going to be interesting to see.
Even playing field.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see.
Nobody knows what's going on.
This pans out. We're going to be getting into Cash map number 2. HR already 1-0 up in the series after winning out Train. And they're going to be kicking things off on the CT side, Tom.
Yeah.
Heroic on that T side. It looks like S-Tack, he's going to be the one bearing the utility.
The only one in the whole server is it is the CT side to just go for straight Kevlar. Nothing else going to be invested into this one. And, well, looking like they're going to go for an aggressive peek over towards B already. Hasn't gone too well for DevFox as he's been dinked down to just 23 HP. The rest of the team At least on the T side, looking like they're going to challenge from mid. There's only going to be one player watching it. It will be Fates, and actually just looking to take complete control. It doesn't look like the CT side are going to be too aware of the presence taken from the T side. Of course, a very passive hold at the moment from the CT is going to make things quite difficult, but they'll go pushing straight in. DevFox, that's not a bad trade considering he was dinked so early on, and the rotation has already come in to bring a second player onto the site, but S-Tag and Yugi, quick couple of kills, leaving Angel to try and peek back in. He won't be able to do anything as of yet. He'll probably just wait for his teammate to come back around.
Yeah, he's does get spotted. They know where he is. Yugi and S-Tag both there to deal with him. They're not going to peek on out, instead force him to walk into the crossfire. The maws of these two players. He's going to fall. Angel now left 1v4. Not looking too healthy. Tagged away. Modi will finish him off. And Heroic going to pick up the pistol. That's a good start. We already saw Hellraisers defy expectations and win out on Train, the map pick of Heroic, and one that statistically Heroic are very good at.
They did win both pistols.
Can we see the same thing happen here on Cash? Wouldn't that be a nice little surprise, Tom?
I don't know. I quite like a third map. And also it would make my prediction possible, because otherwise, even though I've got the maps wrong, otherwise the 2-1's not going to be possible if they lose. Either way, we are going to have the buyback in. DevFox actually going to invest into a kit and a flashbang, so still saving money, but giving a little bit more of a chance for him to be a bit sneaky. 3 rifles for the T side, fairly safe second round purchase, not the madness of the French who just love to go for all of those SMGs, and not completely safe. Either way, Issa aggression doesn't quite pay off. He will knock his opponent down to just 22 HP, but it is only one of the SMG players, so not something that Heroic are going to be too worried about just yet. And in terms of the setup, it is more heavily favored, at least over towards that A site, leaving one man with that kit over towards the B site in the form of DevFox.
There we go, boosting a couple of players up into middle. Angel does lie in wait, locking it down with the CZ. Or CZ. Going to start to make their way out. Push on over, here they come. Fox is rotated in towards Z to help on out. Smoke is there though for the time being. Buys Heroic a little bit of safety. Safe passage. They cross over in middle. Haven't spotted Angel just yet as he teases with the idea of peeking the white boxes. B-bomb site completely open and right for the taking as they play the retake setup. And in this situation, Hellraisers, they should just save. Shouldn't even risk going for this. Keep the armor, keep the pistols up in the next round, and try your hand at this. Have another go at it in round number 3.
Yeah, should be an extra pistol as well in Squeaky for them to retrieve. So that's something for DevFox going into the next round. And yeah, just gives them a second opportunity. Can go for a stack once again and hope that Heroic will go pushing into it. It does, however, mean that Heroic get to keep all of this extra weaponry, although Snappy is actually going to go hunting. There's a decent amount of money to be made here off the back of that SMG, but doesn't want to overextend. Of course, all those players do have armor, excluding DevFox, and you don't really want to give a UMP over to them in the next round. It's a chance for them to make some extra money, and also, well, a rebuy that Heroic will have to go for. Instead, they keep every single player alive. A nice amount of money made going into round number 3. But at least for Hellraisers, they have a chance to actually steal away some weaponry, do some damage in this round, and maybe even steal it if they're a little bit lucky.
So, not the usual chance for these SMGs to be as effective as usual, as the pistols were carried forward. Going to be a stack over in mid for Hellraisers as they like to try and mix things up. Now rotating Angel into the B-bomb site. They have as well Issa watching from Highway. Heroic going nowhere quickly as they've slowed right down, watching for any sort of aggression to come out from Hellraisers. DevFox toying with the idea of heading out through mid. Peeks on into it, gets the info that no one's there. At least in the immediate vicinity. You have S-Tag watching for the aggression at B. Now they've boosted Yugi up. Gonna have support from Snappy. DevFox just gets out of middle in time to miss these players going on over, gets himself out of danger, at least for the time being. The Molotov goes down in vents once again. Hellraisers now with the stack up on A. They've rotated the man that was on B off, and Angel's actually going aggressive up through main. That's going to be enough to cause this rotation to come in. Fate's down in mid, going to go in with the trade 4-on-4. Damage inflicted, but Molly, the Mac Daddy of Heroic, going to take 2. Now Zero and Fate's all that remain. Both of them here over towards Highway. Yugi speeds on up in with the first. Fate holds it close, 15 HP in a dream, and Yugi will turn that into a nightmare for them. Heroic 3-0 up there. The armor and pistols get nothing done, but now the buy can come in.
Yeah, only one of their players has actually died so far, and that is Snappy. The rest of the team immortal at this point.
I thought you were going to say immortals. I was like, ooh. No.
No. Let's just move away from that. Either way, we are going to have that AWP. DevFox actually opting away from Kevlar, so instead, kit and a smoke. And we'll see if that comes into play. Interesting to see the AWPer actually the one taking the hit for the kit, especially considering 3 players on their team actually have invested into head armor instead. So it's going to be possible that that does play a part in this round, just because of the fact that Modi does still have an SMG, and that can be somewhat expected by Hellraisers that, okay, T-side are probably going to take a little bit of a gamble. And here we go. Fast push in. A-site hit, and already Modi is dead.
Angel raining death down with the Famous. Going to be with a second. He does lose Fates, but he's still alive and kicking. Has support from Issa. Bomb's been dropped. Oh, in with 2. Now it is just Snappy left. 1v4. Knocking on heaven's door. Angel going to be there to answer inside the site. Snappy over here on forklift. Has to do some heavy lifting. In with the first. 1 versus 3. Issa comes in with a decapitation, and that will be Hellraisers to get their first round here in that first buy. But the buy can come in still from Heroic. Sorry, Tom. It's late. We've been here for like 12 hours. It's fine, though. Yugi's got himself an AWP. Rifles across the board. Full utility as well. All in all, good chance for Heroic to go ahead and take one straight back. Land that reset onto Hellraisers. But the AWP for DeadFox, combined with that decent bit of utility, could be enough to throw a spanner in the works.
T-side. Decent buy of their own. Early pick attempted. Nothing going to come of it as of yet. They've probed quite heavily over towards either side, and it is going to be Zero with the aggression over towards B. There's actually 3 players over that side of the map at the moment for the CT side. They gambled heavily in the last round with 3 on A, and they've decided to directly oppose that strategy and go to 3 on B instead. It works out. They get the early kill. S-Tag is going to go down with no return in sight. Now, if they want, which it looks like they do, they are going to rotate a player back off into middle. So a decent start for Hellraisers. We need to see some sort of reaction. By the looks of things, T-side are somewhat waiting for maybe another push to come in from Hellraisers. It's not going to be happening. Issa is alone on this site, but with 2 players in middle, it will mean that the rotations are going to be quick, and with the smokes now coming over, we will see the CT side making their way towards this A site. Push in, Snappy looking to try and lead the charge, but there's so many players here already, 3 just lurking around. Rotation yet to come in from the remaining 2, but that's because they haven't spotted anyone, and the flashbang, perfect, but Zero still holds his own. Modi manages 1 back, but it's Issa still doing his work on the site itself. And Yugi misses a shot, hands another kill over to the man from Jordan, and Fates is there to support him as well. A second round, 4 players survive, and another good read from Hellraisers.
One thing is for certain, that A bomb site is very much HR territory. You're not going to catch Heroic going there again anytime soon. That is the second time now they have been decimated on the A play. Issa stepping up massively. Economy of Heroic going to be reset as the Danes now scramble together to get what they can. It will be 4 deeks, almost a full deco, but Modi
ruined it.
Does ruin it with the CZ. Oh, Nico, that's what you want to see. Deagle early on, drops DeadFox. Now, with the wind in their sails, man advantage to their name. And Nico thirsting for blood. Will that be enough for Heroic to find some success in this round? Nico is a bit of a monster with the Deeg. Oh, damage done. You can see he's hungry for more. It's caught out. The Molotov keeps him at bay. Everyone rotated in for Heroic inside. Over towards this B-bomb site, with the exception of Yugi. He does wait over in middle. Aggression from Issa in A main nets all the information they need. The push will be coming into B. They're going to lose Yugi, who was on the flank. S-Tag falls over here at B. Oh! Bit of a pause. And here's Nico. Has himself an AWP. Trying to pick this up. Fox giving him a window of opportunity into this round, and he's peering on through. What will he see? What lies in wait? Right now, 3 players inside this B-bomb site. That's all thanks to Issa being pushed up all the way in the middle. You can hear the players if they try to rotate back. Nico falls at the first hurdle, and Modi goes down shortly after. Hellraisers going to go ahead and equalize things at 3-3, but now the buy can come back in from Heroic.
Yeah, and a few fairly clean rounds coming out from the CT side as well, so their money will begin to build back up. Early days, of course. And with this time not winning the pistol, they are having to work a little bit harder to get these rounds on the board. That is identical. That is it's impressive. Both players with the exact same. Either way, it is going to be the T's buying back in. Modi has to take a bit of a hit to make sure they have all the utility that they desire. Angel maybe pop flashing in, just maybe trying to scare back some of the early pushes from this T side. Again, they have a couple of players looking over towards that B side of the map, but it's much more passive this time, and as they do look to try and get towards that boost spot, Snappy is not happy about them trying to get up above.
All right, going to be boosting 2 players up over in middle, Yugi and Snappy. They once off out the vents, but the smoke rains through from Zero to allow him to keep that forward positioning. They anticipate it though, and Snappy in with that frag. Man Advantage goes the way of Heroic as they start to grab control of middle. Damage exchange, Snappy holding things close, and Yugi going to fall up on the boost. Nico will be there to trade. Luckily enough, they dispatch Angel down in middle. Keep their man advantage. S-Tag's over here at B. You can see the bomb desperately trying to join, and they open up Squeaky. Keep Hellraisers' attention up here towards A, and S-Tag going in. Sneaky beaky like Dead Fox going to miss that shot. Now they've got themselves a 2-man advantage. The bomb can start to fall on in as both players now for HR reside up here on A. Snappy gets all the information he needs and a shot to the face to boost. Modi will fall as well. 2 versus 2. This round could actually elude Heroic here. It was a 4-on-2, but both Snappy, and I think it was Modi, going down over on A.
Yeah, was.
Now leave them in a very tricky scenario. S-Tag and Nico, all that remain for the Danes inside of B. And Sindri going to force Nico out in the open, but he stands in that a little bit too long, a little bit too toasty. As he goes down, S-Tag left 1 versus 2. Someone who scrutinized quite a bit, had to try and fill the shoes of Valde, and that is some big boots to fill. Now has to step up massively. They're sticking the defuse. Peeks on out, does take the diffuser.
Oh, that is close. He's got it. He's just about got it. That is unbelievable stuff. He actually manages to kill the planter, and Issa survives with just 8 HP, but it's enough to net another round. Of course, Heroic are buying back into this one, leaving only 1 player surviving. It's not going to have a chance, I think, to reset the economy, but they get the bomb plant, which gives them enough cash to actually purchase back into this one, and it was very costly indeed. I feel a little bit bad, in fact, for S-Tag that he doesn't quite manage to finish off Issa, especially when killing the player behind. Either way, it's a decent buy back in, at least for Hellraisers. A bit of lackluster investment into utility. Dead Fox looks like he's going to have a lot of players coming his way already. Pete coming in and S-Tag this time. There's no chance for him to clutch. Already down. Looks for a second shot. Pretty close through the smoke. Maybe be going back for a little bit more. Instead, Yugi now leading the charge, but Dead Fox has just eluded them in the smoke. He's still surviving. Peeks out. Zero's there to support him as well. And leaving only a couple of players left. Snappy's still trying to kill Dead Fox. Eventually, he will go down. And Issa, he knows exactly where his opponent is. It will be Fates to finish. And Hellraisers, they take a 5th, and this time it's fairly comfortable. Pause will be called, as I think that's now 5 in a row for Hellraisers.
Yeah, Heroic, they won themselves the pistol, but since then we haven't really seen much. They take the 2 anti-ecos as you would expect, and since then every single round has gone the way of Hellraisers, even ones which really were looking good for Heroic. We just saw the 4-on-2 get thrown away, just a round ago, which is never fun. I think the cracks are really starting to show. You can tell that Heroic aren't too well versed on this map. Some of the decision making that has gone into it has been questionable to say the least. There you go. Snappy, of course, renowned author for Heroic.
I think it just means that nobody's got a kill with the AWP yet for the T side. Have they even had the AWP yet? I don't think they have. That's probably why. You have to buy an AWP to get a kill with an AWP. Who knew?
The deal looks so uncomfortable in your back pocket. Like, it's massive. Look at it. Yugi, how does that feel? Not good, I imagine. But here we go. Over towards B, we see Yugi and S-Tag head. Boost up into middle once again. This boost hasn't really been working, and already it's not looking too great. Nico, tagged to 52 HP. Snappy and Buddy both caught in that nade, as it does fantastic damage. I think just under 100. Looking at about, I think 94 off the top of my head. S-Tag. Gonna start to peek in towards B. Dead Fox holds it with the AWP, finds the first frag, no trade in sight. Zero now flashes out to try and help his teammate inside of B. But Dead Fox doesn't need it.
Fates in middle. Spotting out a couple now. Almost getting overwhelmed, but he has support from his teammates, and it's another very clean round from Hellraisers. As their economy looked to dwindle a little bit, it's now been just bolstered back up to ludicrous amounts. But this is now where the buy comes in, the full buy for the T side. We see Yugi get that AWP in hand, which definitely could be a difference maker. And every single player, well, other than him, of course, has full utility as well. So we can start to see those executes in for Heroic. I imagine they do still have a lot of the basics of this map down. It's just more of the intricate strategies. But then again, I'm not really expecting a whole lot of intricate strategies from Hellraisers either. It is just more of an all-out brawl, which, well, for Hellraisers, that's where they have their strengths. Either way, in this round, leaving Dead Fox alone towards the B site. He's a man who's been very happy to play this in the past. I think a pretty good map for him, AWP-wise, so definitely a decent choice for them when going into this series. It does mean that in terms of the A site hold, there's going to be a much stronger defense and a big reliance on this guy not to just go down to the hands of S-Tag.
Going to be seeing the boost. They're just going to walk into Snappy's bullets. They're very confident here. Isa's now up on the Shroud boost, or the Shroost.
Maybe call it the Bowed.
And as a result, you can see Angel can now turn his attention to Highway, reinforce his mid-hold. That's 3 players over here in mid. Dead Fox has been on fire, just lights out on the B-bomb site. Now the push comes in towards middle. 2 players here, with a third that can rotate in the form of Angel. Going to start to make their way out. The crisscross smokes are down. Allows the bomb to cross to vents. Stacking up outside of B. Dead Fox going to be calling for some rotations here. You can see Fates beginning the rotation round, going to head up into Heaven to have the crossfire set up with Dead Fox. Dead Fox gets shoulder peek, fades away. Damage done by Yugi with the AWP, but Dead Fox finds the frag. It's going to get dropped by S-Tag, who then trade rains in. Fates raining death down from Heaven. This man is no angel. As he dismembers Heroic on this push, the bomb plant does come in. The real angel going to go down to Nico. 2 versus 3 in the retake, and Issa about to try and come in through the vents. Nico locks down the angle, but so many places to hold this push from. Snappy unable to trade, but he won't need it anytime soon. Snappy takes one more, and now 0, 1 versus 2. Gonna land the first, spots Nico over in checkers. Starts the aggression, pushes on him, but Nico wins it out. Comes down to the 1v1, a 3k from Nico, and that will be Heroic in with their first rifle round on this T side.
That's what it takes, a 2v4 to actually win that one out, and heroics from Nico just shutting down the vent. I do have to say, a little bit disappointed that both players tried the sort of same thing to walk into that crosshair, and Nico's not going to be missing those shots. Every single player on Heroic currently has 5 kills, which is nice. Even teamwork, but at the moment teamwork doesn't seem to be making the dream work, as they are 6-4 down and in a position once again. Only 1 player survived. If they lose this round, their money is going to be absolutely ruined. At least for now, there's actually only 1 player over towards this A side, but the boost is going to be coming in. CT side looking for a little bit of aggression of their own, to be fair. The T side have been trying to take mid-control in the majority of these rounds. We saw in the last, they split through the vents, and this boost, this counter, could work perfectly. The only problem is, it seems like the push could be coming over towards A. However, the man to stop them, the man of the moment, the man of the series, in fact, so far, is Issa, and he will get that first kill. He's got a lot more to do.
Oh, but here's Angel in the back line, able to find that first. Snappy goes running on in, and he had the bomb. That's the bomb dropped out in A main. And Issa locks down the remaining players inside the site. Hellraisers rotating everyone up towards A. And they've got a big problem on their hands. It's going to be Issa up close in with a second. Yugi left 1v5. How did it all go so wrong for Heroic? Send the bomb back into main to challenge into Angel. A frag that, I mean, they wanted to get the refrag, but send someone in who doesn't have the bomb. And that there is a very, very fatal error. Oh, speaking of fatal errors, that screen just turned out. Oh, it's back. There you go. It's all good.
I heard you. The worst thing about this is they don't do any damage. There was not a single kill. They don't get the bomb plant, which would have been valuable to them considering how terrible their economy has been. And that's another sort of mistake that Heroic can't afford to be making in this series. This will be straight through to the semi-finals, right, the winner of this. So a big game, important for Hellraisers, but here we go. Rush in towards the A side. They're not waiting around this time for the boost to come in. Issa is just going to mow them down. They try and plant the bomb without checking the site at all. And that's just going to be easy pickings for this man who is on fire at the moment. Angel then doubles down, and Yugi is the only one left. He still picks up 2, at least making things a little bit more costly, but he is completely surrounded. And eventually Fates is there to finish once again. 8-4, Hellraisers now take the half. And there's no money left for Heroic to fight back with.
Yeah, it almost leaves you wondering why they decided to leave Cash in, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you know, they come in straight away with the Cobble veto.
Yeah, especially...
You can definitely understand why they do it, but...
the Hellraisers lost it yesterday versus
Yeah,
Thailand.
exactly. That's what I was going to say, right? So this feels like it's a better map for Hellraisers and one that Heroic are... You know, really, it's normally they're insta-banned, so that's the weirdest part. That they've played themselves a little bit here with the map choice.
Maybe they want more matches.
Big fans of the game. Anyway, here we go. They're making their way. The Glock train.
Unflash.
It's outside of A right now. Gonna head in through Squeaky. The Glock train gets derailed immediately. Angel and Issa between them. Mop this up, nice and easy. All eco frags. Don't get too excited, Tom. I can see you're over the moon.
That one almost took my breath away. We're going to have a tactical pause. Quite late, but I think they're going to want to try and at least get themselves towards that 6-round marker. The last couple of rounds could be important for Heroic, and it will now have the money to actually buy back in. The thing is, though, it has just looked like, at least over on that A site, where you can just see by the frags at the moment, it's just not gone their way. Issa has been absolutely destroying them, and it's great to see this guy on land because we haven't really seen it yet, and he's normally playing with like 60 ping in the server or more. So to finally get this guy here, and he is performing, he's showing up.
Yeah, Angel been the other guy up on A, kind of playing between the A-bomb site and Highway a lot of the time.
Both maps, both of those players have been going off.
No, and even yesterday, when we look at Angel was the MVP on both maps that they managed to pick up versus Tyloo. So he's having a good time of things right now. And it's going to be a buy to come in for Heroic. That tack pause, will it have led it to any success? S-Tag clearly thinks it has. Starts to make his way towards B early on. Has Zero taken some aggression, support as well from Deadbox. It's Fates with the AWP in hand, and he's going to actually be playing that over here towards A as they switch things up almost entirely. Angel, now the player over in mid, the AWP playing from quad. And this change all designed to try and catch Heroic off guard. They've been so used to having Issa hold this down with the M4. Now the AWP on Fates could throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, this is something we saw them do on Train as well. Like different aggressive pushes, different setups to just try and catch players off guard. It's not anything too crazy, but it is nice to just see, okay, even though we're winning these rounds, let's try and be a little bit more surprising. Smoke. Going to hold back this T side a little bit longer. They will look to push towards this A site once again. It's already spotting the man towards that squeaky spot, and is he going to try and just find this kill? Although he's got lots of people right behind him at the moment. He's got to be careful of it as they flash through. He spots both, but only manages one. Now Fates really is going to have quite a bit of work to do with this AWP. Misses a crucial shot. Hits the second though. The no-scope connects. Looking for more. Actually does damage as well, but Angel now rotates in. However, the T-side have managed a couple of their own. It's only Nico left. He's got the bomb down. That's some extra money at least for the final round of the half, but can he clutch this out? An AWP picked up. Only 15 HP. Fox and Zero looking to try and push back in. They know exactly where he is. No utility to clear him out, but they are just going to try and take this together, and Zero will be there to close. The setup over towards A doesn't necessarily work, but the retake will, and is going to be 10-4 in favor of Hellraisers.
And I mean, this is grim if you are a Heroic fan or player, either or.
I know it's bad, but wouldn't it be funny if they just cut to the coach and he was just like all down?
I don't take joy in other people's misery, Tom. I just think that makes you a horrible person.
After all the sort of cheering,
that's Schadenfreude.
Just like a tear just rolling down his face.
But yeah, that's a good word of the day.
I don't know what it means. So okay.
Taking joy in other people's misfortune.
Oh, okay. I do that a lot. I'm British.
So what's the play right now for Heroic? Last round of the half, they have the Galil up on S-Tag, which is less than ideal. Don't have much utility here. The 2 flashes and a smoke, but they found an opener. That's Angel down. He's been key for Hellraisers. Still have to deal with his slightly more deadly companion inside the site. Issa still very much alive. Going to go to Toik off main, buying them that much more time. Fate's going to be holding mid. From Highway, can rotate up to help, and that's what we're going to see. 2 players for Hellraisers inside of A. To try and keep Heroic at bay, you're going to be boosting players up over a middle. Going to go for the A split by the looks of things. Ooh, but that might call all this into question. Modi tries desperately to get the trade. Doing the dance of death with Issa, tags him low. Both players somehow still alive here as they go blow for blow, but finally Modi puts him to bed. Now Yugi and S-Tag. Out into mid they go, slowly but surely pushing on in. Dead Fox very wary of the possibility that players could be over in middle. Does rotate in from Truck, wants to try and get into the site. Only 24 seconds left and counting. Fate's going to be holding the aggression out from main. Nico's there with the bomb, and if that gets dropped, there will be no time here for Heroic. Spots the players on Highway. Dead Fox goes down. Nico in with the frag, and now it all falls onto Zero. 1 versus 4.
It is all or
Zero. Oh, they didn't.
Oh my
they didn't
god!
Plant the bomb.
Oh my! Wait, they won anyway!
Oh, what even was that round? What was that round, Tom? Nico didn't plant the bomb.
I don't understand.
I don't know what just happened. They still won it. Doesn't matter, I guess. But oh my word!
I've got nothing to say.
Heroic, are they okay? Is everything okay with them right now?
It's one of the weirdest rounds ever. The other thing is, why on earth did Zero peak with 1 second left on the clock? Like, that's mental. Like, both teams there, both players just made some of the stupidest plays I think I've ever seen in Counter-Strike, but...
Brutal.
What on earth? Well, yeah, what do you expect? That was ridiculous. The bomb not going down when you have the site for a good 30 seconds, and then... just peaking right at the end. But
I just don't get what Nico was doing. He was like, yeah, we got
probably
this.
Just didn't realize. I think that's all it comes down to. He just didn't know he had the bomb, but that's mental. Either way.
I am speechless.
And I think it ends the same way it would have done anyway. So both mistakes both players made mistakes and it writes off the other mistake into a sort of normal fitting end to the round. But I'm going to have some sort of like Men in Black mind wipe to forget something like that.
Mind
wipe
sounds like something just like you, if I don't know.
I don't know where you're going with that. Either way, we are into our pistol round. Dead Fox with utility, and Issa has heard the push. He's just going to be waiting. Teammates sort of try and bait them in as he will just sit around the corner. They've taken main control. There is a man defending just to try and stop anybody getting in from behind, and quite heavy A presence at the moment. Snappy, well, his position is definitely known, and Issa is eventually going to push in and try and take this battle instead. Re-aggressive. He actually finds a kill onto Angel instead, so it is going to be the man advantage either way towards this CT side. Bomb is actually going to be rotating towards the A site, and considering how many players are here and how they've already lost map control, that's quite risky.
Dead Fox going to get rid of Nico. They keep pushing on in. Snappy gets caught, and now man advantage to Hellraisers. Modi's over on higher, but he's going to get smoked off. Can't do much from here now. Gonna instead start to barrel into the site. Issa holds things down from Forklift. Bomb plant will come in. Issa falls. Modi holds things close. They're going to get rid of the players inside the site now. It is just 0 left. 1 versus 3. Damage inflicted. Stick in the defuse, though. Going to be S-Tag. And the rest of the guys keeping 0 at bay. Backed into the corner. Going to go down. And that will be Heroic to find themselves the pistol. A shot at some redemption here on their CT side.
Yeah, bomb down for Hellraisers. So likelihood is we'll see the AK buy coming into the next round. The early buy at least. And from that, you're much more likely to see a sort of safe buy here from Heroic, because either there's a forced buy coming their way, or there's a buy coming in the next round. They're not going to want to lose any players here, and they want to have some rifles when they go into that next one. Now, really a player or two being dropped here will be absolutely fine from Hellraisers. The second bomb plant is the dream to make sure they have all of the extra utility and cash for the next round, although it may not be needed as the weaponry won't be fully up to scratch for the CT side as of yet. That is the benefit of having that early round buy. For now, at least, they are just going to be playing patient, maybe expecting a little bit of aggression from one of these SMGs. Not a whole lot of utility left either for the CT side, so some sort of rush towards one of these sites may be able to catch a couple of people off guard.
Looks like it is going to be the play over towards A. Oh, just as you say, it's going to start to double back. So perhaps not going to be boosting a player up into middle by the looks of things. Maybe want to go for a split. They keep Angel over at B, keep their options open. Snappy doesn't want to take the duel over in mid. Instead, plays things a bit more passive. Going to wait till they get close to the UMP is more effective. Angel now rotating off the B bomb site. Suggest that they're going to go ahead and stick for this A play. Bomb rejoins with the rest of the guys over in mid. Slowly but surely they push on out. Snappy inflicts some damage, but will be sent reeling back. Only 30 HP from here. Going to look to try and make their way up through highway. They've just lost Issa though, so now they're at the full mercy of the players inside the site. Modi on Toxic. Going to come in with one. The crossfire in mid. As the rest of the guys get fed to Snappy as he makes a quick $1,800 with the UMP. But now the buy can come in, and Heroic, this is where the going gets tough.
Yeah, early buy. Could have bought an AWP if they wanted it, and Snappy had the extra cash, but they are just going to go for this bit more of a bonus round, although there isn't that much of a bonus to be had, as all of that extra money they would have made in this round is diminished by the fact that there is a buy coming in from Hellraisers. They do beat them quite heavily on the utility front. There's not a single Molotov, but straight out mid go the T's. Deadfox already with the opener. Yugi will be there to trade as there's quite heavy mid presence, but Angel just doubles down instead. Picks up 3 kills now. He's just absolutely destroyed this CT defense, and S-Tag is left. They just sort of retreat back. There's not really much he can do in this situation. Bomb is going to be comfortably going down, and once again, we talk about these sort of T-side rounds for Angel. We saw it on Train. We're seeing it here. The impact he just had on Highway is unmatched.
Yeah, just a complete and utter monster. He's been like this now throughout a lot of their recent games. Even when you look back to yesterday, he was kind of top of the board time and time again. He's looking to try and replicate that success once more.
He's leading the way in more ways than one.
You know, lead by example, right? That's what they say, and that's exactly what he's doing. S-Tag, like anyone trying to break into the housing market, all he can do is save right now. As he battens down the hatches over here in T-spawn. Going to look to hold him to the Famous. Going to be an 11th round for Hellraisers. They keep 4 players alive. Only one man having a rebuy. That will be Deadfox. So money starting to build up already on this T side. And that's terrifying for Heroic. They have got enough cash to buy on down. Oh, for Yugi. Bought on up.
That save should actually help them quite a bit. Give them enough to get rifles on every player if they'd gone for a FAMAS, but instead they will stick with the UMP to make sure they can have some extra utility. Now, 4 players surviving does help out with Hellraisers a bit in terms of their ability to rebuy in the next, but without a bomb plant, it will be quite a weak one. So they are going to want to just try and convert this, and here comes the aggression from the CT side now. However, Angel is the man that they would be facing off against, and they do have to be quite careful here. Another flash, third flash in, and he's overwhelmed straight away. Nice start to the round, and that's already going to be a rifle to be picked up by this CT side.
Yeah, and it's Angel, the first man to fall. That's going to do some serious damage to the firepower for Hellraisers. They boosted Issa up over in mid. Yugi's there, though, with the AWP, and this man is like a railgun. Will be sent back by the Molotov, so they flush the AWP out of mid. Sent reeling back from his nest. Issa takes the aggression out in the middle. 3 players rotating off from B. Start to make their way over here towards A, but you have to watch out because you do have S-Tag who's gone aggressive
2 players
into main, and then, yeah, Modi over in Squeaky could very easily catch Hellraisers off guard. At the same time, the engagement's coming together. There is no way to trade for these more aggressive players. Luckily enough, Modi going to pull out of there at just the right time, but S-Tag needs no such warning. Smoke goes down. Dead Fox caught out. S-Tag finds that frag. Now it's a 3 versus 5, and they're going to look to try and explode out through Squeaky, but right, battening down the hatches. Zero going to take the first, pivots back round, but it's going to be with another, and now into the 3-on-3. They haven't dealt with S-Tag yet, and they know it. Zero doubles down, and suddenly this round is going the way of Hellraisers. Snappy and Nico, all that remain, start to make their way back in for the retake. Snappy's already inside the site, but he falls to Zero, who's now on 3. Nico, 3 players to find. Very little time to do it in. Getting worse by the second. Desperate to try and open things up. Looks away at just the wrong time. Snaps to Issa, but he gets tagged low. And that's the round to go the way of HR. 12-7. As they look to try and close out this series 2-0.
Yeah, Zero from bench to beast. Just absolutely decimates that A site. And there were 3 players waiting for them there. That is just not good enough from Heroic. They needed to at least take down a player or 2 to give them a chance in a retake scenario. Instead, Hellraisers steal a way around that they almost definitely shouldn't, with the first 2 opening picks going the way of the CT side. And now their money really is in trouble. They can't really afford to invest into this one. Just going to be a few pistols. 1 dropped from Nico, who, being the only person without a rifle in the last round, is now the only one with one in this round. So it sort of leaps and bounds in the wrong direction. And now the T side, they have a big chance to actually just go, well, further into the lead and build up some money. At least Yugi, though, has got some dual Berettas. There you go. Dualies.
Yugi is a big fan of the dualies.
I'm not.
I mean, he is the only man who is a big fan of the dualies.
Well, you seem to be. You always
I love him,
pistol rounds.
But not in any round that isn't a pistol. Here's Nico to go down. It's already man advantage up. Gonna lose everyone in the blink of an eye. The A-bomb site comes crumbling down, and now it's just S-Tag and Snappy left. And bereft inside the B-bomb site. To try and inflict some damage if they can. Zero reads the situation well. Just going to rotate on off. No point in risking the AK for the sake of taking down some P250s. He will just hold things passive and look to try and catch these guys off guard if they rotate into the back lines. Shouldn't expect Zero to be where he is. And that will be a 13th for Hellraisers. Tom, you know, you predicted Heroic to win this 2-1. Do you believe right now? That's the question.
No.
I have to, oh, okay. Well, what a way to build up the hype, Tom. There you go. Fantastic stuff.
I believe, well, every time I get too hype, I can hear the mic crack. No, it's just not looking good for them at the moment. They really need to turn things around over on their CT side. I'm hoping getting the AWP back into the hands of Yugi and maybe some aggression coming out from him over towards one of the sides. Because we saw it from Dead Fox, at least in the early rounds of the CT side. He was able to just batten down the hatch over towards that B site and just have him alone. And it sort of gave so many different options for the CT side. We saw then the same with Fates. They had him in the back lines of Quad, and they were allowed to switch up their setup. And so far, okay, bear in mind it's fairly early in this half, but we haven't got to see that from Heroic. And even now, they actually can't afford the AWP, so it won't be coming back into play, which, I don't know. I feel like, yes, Yugi is a big rifler, but I want to see that AWP coming in. I want to see them with some more dynamic strategies, taking map control. I really like the fact that they took over A main. The problem was they got the 2-man advantage, and then they just got absolutely ruined by the man who came out of Squeaky, or the 2.
Yeah, I mean, Yugi isn't really looking himself right now. Yugi's looking more like Juggy.
Juggy.
He's struggling to find his footing. And
wouldn't it be Jug Eye? It's even worse.
And then, you know, then you look over at Hellraisers. And they are looking fantastic right now. Fate's going to be back on the AWP. 4 players for Hellraisers over here towards the B-bomb. So they're going to go charging on in. And S-Tag is ready and waiting. Has to step up. Everyone's fully blind. It's a calamity. And somehow They've been able to trade things back into a 4-on-4. No idea how Hellraisers find anything there, but they managed to, and now they're going to go soaring in towards the B-bomb site. Snappy gets caught off guard, looking completely the wrong way. Man advantage in favor of HR. Bomb plant going to come on in, and Heroic looking dazed and confused. Look to try and make their way back in towards the B-bomb site. Man down in the retake. Only a solitary smoke, no flashbangs to break through the defense, and plenty of utility left for HR. I think this is where you save. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I find it's quite interesting because you look at sort of certain football players and you'd say when they sign a contract and they're officially on the team and they're salaried, a lot of the time they play worse because they're not playing for anything anymore. Issa is breaking that rule quite significantly. I think he signed just before the tournament actually began. He has been lights out phenomenal. Maybe it's just sort of that boost for him. He's like, okay, now I'm getting the money into the bank. Now I'm in the team for real. They believe in me, and he started to believe in himself. Or maybe it's just the fact that he's now not got 60 ping, because whatever it is, he is on fire at the moment. Both entries, one of them while completely blind, the other one just running into the site, and that ended the round in its track. 14-7, 2 needed for Hellraisers to be the first team making their way into the semi-final. And I think many people, including myself, may have questioned their invite after being eliminated twice, but it's the third time's the charm, right? Third time is the charm.
It's like when someone who just isn't qualified for a job talks their way into it, right? It's
like they're really good at it.
Yeah, because Hellraisers literally didn't qualify for this job, and they could make it through to the semi-final.
Neither did Heroic.
Here we go. Aggression from Heroic. That's an early frag. It's easy to go down. Over in Squeaky. An advantage for Heroic. Hellraisers not really sure how to respond to that one. I haven't really seen the aggression from Heroic pay off just yet. And of course, this is going to be the best start we've really seen the Danes have in quite some time.
Well, it's more holding on to it, though. That's been their biggest problem, because we did see the round not too long ago with the SMG. They get 2 early kills, and then Zero just manages to turn the round on its head with his push with Fates out of Squeaky Doors. So are we going to see more mistakes from Heroic? That shouldn't be the question I'm asking, really. They're supposed to be the more, well-fashioned roster rather than the sort of the supposed mix that they're playing up against. But at this moment in time, it is looking like the polar opposite. They're looking like the weaker of the two. Either way, they do have the man advantage. The push is going to make its way towards the B site. S-Tag is waiting. It hasn't been his day so far. He's got support from Snappy. And they're going to go pushing him from behind him already. He'll be falling down. There's going to be a lot of pressure onto Snappy on this site. He does manage to find a first. The trade, the Molotov comes in. He doesn't actually go down. He's still surviving, doing great work as Nico now manages to support him and leaves DevFox all alone. 1 versus make it 3, but the bomb is dropped. He's got 15 seconds. He's got 3 players left to find. He's going to have to perform an absolute miracle, and it isn't going to happen. Another round for Heroic, and a decent round for Snappy as well.
Now, Tom, they managed to get a rifle round on the board. Nowhere near the reset just yet, but it's getting there. Do we now see the turnaround from Heroic? I'm hoping we do. I'm hoping we see a third map come out of this. Yugi's got himself the AWP. Haven't really seen him do too much with it.
I like how you stopped asking me because you knew.
Yeah, no, I could just tell. I had to get in there and cut you off. So, here we go. Fett's going to have himself the AWP once again over towards A. We see him head. No aggression this time from Heroic. And S-Tag falls over at B. Tries the aggression, but Zero posted up there, shuts him down. And once again, Heroic in one of the most pivotal rounds of the map, just like as we saw on Train, they try their hand at some unwarranted aggression, and it doesn't pay off for them. It's high risk, high reward. As you know, Tom, I never take risks. So, that's something I would have commended doing.
Oh, no.
Body.
Is there a flash? Please say there's a flash. Okay, there is a flash. He is actually going to get the pick onto Angel as well. Important trade back. Will go down to Issa, however, who's on just 1 HP. Just about surviving, still trying to take the fight through the door. Risky play, but it does still work out for him, at least for now. Going to be throwing out some more utility, but the bomb seems to be rotating its way back towards this B site. It's Fates and Issa, the man on just 1 HP, but he's still going. He's still finding frags. There's another man on the site to deal with. And I think they're going to ask the question whether or not they should actually go back towards this site. However, Nico at least turns things into a 3 versus 2. Snappy maybe thinking this is going to be B now. He's completely wrong as the rest of the players are going to push towards Nico. He's got to make an absolutely critical play here. No time for mistakes as he is going to be on the site, and already he will fall, leaving just Snappy remaining. Peek out, missed shot, at least from Fates. Gives him a chance, but Zero denies that chance. Another triple kill for him. Another highly impactful round as he now moves himself up 16-9. And it's going to be 15-8 with no money for Heroic.
And Tom, you know, I'm gonna have to give you props there. No one else would be aware of this, but I have to bring it up, right? That was very impressive, Tom, because the TV just randomly turned off midway through.
Twice.
A lot of that, yeah, twice in that round. And you still managed to do it. You just had, you had the feeling as to what was going. It was fantastic. And, sometimes when you're feeling it, and then you're unstoppable. And that's what we're seeing from Hellraisers right now. It's a very bad buy for Heroic here in what could be the last round of this series. Oh, Nico's already tagged low over in mid. It's just gone from bad to worse. Damage inflicted early on. There's tags up in the vents. First time we've seen them go for this sort of positioning over middle, but it's one that tends to be very effective. You have the man holding close. Then you have Yugi over on highway, a man up in vents. That trifecta down in mid can do some serious damage. It does, however, leave one man over on A. That's Modi. He stands here alone, playing it from forklift, very vulnerable. It's being forced out from the Molotov and then challenged by Issa over in Squeaky. Just a question of how do Hellraisers approach this round. It can make or break their fate here. And one round away from being the first team into the semi-final. They start to sneak up towards A. Yugi's Spidey senses are tingling. He's kind of join them over on highway. Push about to come out. Modi has to step up massively here. He's alone inside the site, hugging the wall. Players coming on round. He falls short. Angel going to be able to open things up. The A-bomb site gets seized very, very quickly. Yugi tries to turn the tide of battle, but Dead Fox in with the return. Nico as well up on forklift, going to get dropped. And now S-Tag and Snappy, all that remain. 2 versus 4. S-Tag goes down, and Snappy will be quick to follow. It is all over, and Hellraisers, they will win this series out in a convincing 2-0 fashion. Heroic never really able to get into the swing of things there on Cash. Of course, that means they now have to try and fight for survival tomorrow, Tom.
Yeah, very impressive performance, it has to be said, from Hellraisers. I think them getting Cash was definitely a gift. They looked very strong on the map. I think even just the core of the team, like, it's not really necessarily the players you'd expect to be stepping up. Zero, the man who was dropped, had a very good series. Angel, obviously the in-game leader for the team, was up there as well. And then, obviously, Issa, the man who's just signed his contract with the team, was the star. Absolute star. Brilliant performance from him across both maps. And if they can continue to play like that, who knows where they can go from here. The big thing, though, is, of course, Heroic now, the team expected to take the group, are now going to have to fight for their survival as they will fall into that lower match.
Yeah, that's a tricky spot to be in. I mean, yeah, Heroic are kind of this team where if they start strong, then they can keep going in that fashion. But the second problems come their way, I feel like they do start to slip up a little bit, right?
They're going to need Mr. Handball.
They do. Yeah, they need their coach, Mr. Handball himself. He's a very excitable man. But yeah, I just think looking at the future now for Heroic, it's a bit tricky. I think it's why we've seen them with so many second and third place kind of finishes in these tournaments. Is just that when they start to encounter these problems, they find it very, very tricky to remain resilient and pick things up. And now, will they be able to? I guess we'll find out tomorrow, right? But Hellraisers, congratulations. They're going to be the first team making it through to the semi-finals. And, that's just fantastic. A team, that struggled to even qualify for the event, get that direct invite, and then they managed to make it all work. But people who are far more qualified to speak about this than me and Tom, it's going to be the analysts. We'll throw to them after a quick break.
CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans.
Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match.
Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.